Kisses sweeter than too low, honey. Love it crazy like you only. Memphis blue and Daytona sunny. Soft as cotton and some good off tea. Don't you know? Nothing in the whole wide world like a southern girl like my world. Hazel eyes and golden curls. Put her on the country song. Oh, man, sound like a southern girl's mama promised out a lady should act. But the southern girl probably got a farm somewhere out back. She got a little hang in her hair, her ties in the mud. She's been caught in the rain and lost in blood. Like cherries in a coat, takes a little sip. It's over to me with summer lips and them kisses sweeter than Tupelo, honey. Love it crazy like a New Orleans. Memphis blue and Daytona sunny. Soft as cotton and some good off tea. Don't you know? Nothing in the whole wide world like a southern girl like my world. Hazel eyes and golden curls. Put her on a country song. Oh, man, sound like here we go. If you ever sing Savannah, yeah, when the stars come out. Well, the fellas come on, you know who I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kisses sweeter than Tupelo, honey. Love it crazy like a New Orleans. Memphis blue and Daytona sunny. Soft as cotton and some good off tea. Don't you know? Nothing in the whole wide world like a southern girl like my world. Put it on a country song. Southern girl like my world. Hazel eyes and golden curls. Oh, man, sound like a southern girl like my world. Hazel eyes and golden curls. Put her on a country song. Oh, man, sound like a southern girl like my world. Hazel eyes and golden curls. Put her on a country song. Oh, man, sound like Happy Tune-In Tuesday to you, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing? Mr. Daniel. Hey, man, you're supposed to be working. What are you doing? Goofing around on the internet. We need you. Mr. Daniel and I are working on our first significantly sized commercial. He's doing drywall, paint, acoustical. We're giving him a big old chunk of this one. We're going to see what he's made of, but they got stuff ordered and delivered today and kicks off tomorrow morning bright and early. Happy to have you on board, sir. Daniel and I have known each other for a very long time. Grew up working together for my stepdad, or ex-stepdad, former stepdad, however you want to say that, and his dad have been working together in an electrical company for almost 25, 30 years now. And so when Daniel and I were younger, we were out there in the field digging ditches for them, and that's kind of where it all started. He got his own Division 9 company going, and I'm doing the GC thing, so good to be partnered up with you, brother. Miss Heather, how are you? Miss Pamela, Midland Hotel Key. It's not even request hour yet. Come on, man. Hey, Andy, Cheryl. Oh, man, did everybody have a good Thanksgiving? I know I am still worn out. I feel like I have not recovered. And of course, the greatest part about having 2 days off is that you get to come back to 2 weeks worth of work that's all stacked up and waiting for you to try to knock it out. But I did get some very good news today. Had a very important meeting for the largest project that I've ever done or been considered for my company. A very nice, high-profile restaurant, bar, and live music venue on the waterway in the Woodlands. Now, who better to do that than the singer slash project manager, right? That's kind of what I thought. And that's what I led with. And apparently it works. We got awarded this morning. So been a happy Tuesday to start it off. And now we will celebrate with a little music, huh? So trying to wrap up the new album. Just got all the notes over. The super producer, Miss Pamela Mary, helped me out with putting together some notes for final tweaks to the album. And man, I tell you, it is always about a year-long process to do an album, and it's going to prove to be almost exactly that. We started, I believe, in February working on this new album, and basically had all the songs written and recorded about a month or two ago, and then I added a cover that we're doing as a tribute to an artist that I grew up loving that passed away this year. So we want to do one of my favorite song of his. So we recorded that about a month or so ago when I was in LA. And then one other song was kind of a surprise. It was the first song I ever wrote. And I wrote it all on my own, no co-writes or nothing like that. And I probably wrote this song, 8 times before I got it where I wanted it. And so we actually are going to sneak that one onto the album as well. I have not gotten that one back yet, any of it back to listen to it all yet, so it's kind of a surprise to see how it turned out, but pretty excited to get that one out. That was, like I said, the first song I ever wrote, and I wrote it about my father who passed away when I was 13, and again, just excited to get that one out. It's going to be a little different than the rest of the album. I mean, they're all kind of different. It's one of the things I personally like about this album that's coming out is I've got stuff that fits right into that 90s country vein, which is what I grew up on and I really like. It's got some more contemporary stuff that, generally your younger crowd digs a little bit more, like your Fiesta, Siesta, Tequila Repeat, and that kind of stuff. It's got some real rocked up stuff. It's got some real, deep love songs. It's got some deep heartbreak songs. It's got, and of course, the first song I ever wrote, which is, in its own kind of deal. So this is this is my favorite project to date, absolutely. And it's been a long time coming. Of course, like I said, we started writing for it in February, and then of course, it's been the last couple of months just kind of throwing in some other stuff, like with the cover and with that first song that I did a long time ago, just getting it redone and all that. So the next single comes out after the holidays. Of course, we had to make room for all the Christmas music. So currently, we are, like all the rest of the artists, waiting for Christmas season to wrap up. And then once Christmas music makes its way off the radio waves, we'll come back with our next release and hit it hard with that. And then right after the first of the year, we'll plan a CD release party. So if you guys got any suggestions for venues or ideas for where we should do it, we always do Firehouse Saloon. And I say always. We've done 2, but it most likely we may stick with that. I don't know. Thing is, I play on the 13th of January, which is my birthday. I play that weekend at Firehouse Saloon every year. I don't actually have that on the books this year, so I don't know if we are doing it this year or not. But they always call me and kind of strong arm me into doing that. But they know as well as I do, and we played it this past weekend, and we actually talked about it. I think the album is set to release April 12th, is what I'm being told now. So I don't know when we'll do the, physical, in-person, live CD release party per se. But I assume it'll be around that time at some point. So we'll, if y'all got any ideas for venues you like that you think would be a good fit for a CD release party, toss them my way. And in the meantime, if you have any songs that you think might be a good fit for what we're doing right now, right here at this very moment, feel free to toss those my way as well, and I will do my best to accommodate. In fact, I will be so accommodating today that even though I walked in here slightly unprepared and only brought one guitar, knowing that half of my album is recorded a drop a half step down, I will be more than happy to go run and grab it real quick if everybody's patient. But I want to do one that will be on the new album for sure. And I met the love of my life in Nashville, Tennessee about 3 years ago. And I wrote wrote this next song to tell that story about how that all went down. Never know where a shot leads. Took a shot, I took a swing. Bought a drink for a pretty little blonde at the end of the bar. She pulled me out on that sawdust floor. Serious, wasn't looking for more. By the second round of crown, she stole my heart. It was just a couple laps and a couple dances. She wrote a number on a napkin and said, "Come in time," and she started to leave. And I remember thinking, there goes my everything. It all started with a whiskey. Never know how time can fly until you lose the summer spending all your time. Just a fool trying to play it cool. She don't see that you never even had a chance. Every time you hold her in, it takes you back and follow like it did on that first drink. It was a couple laughs and a couple dances. She wrote a number on a napkin, said, "Come in town," and started to leave. And I remember thinking, there goes my everything. It all started with a whiskey. It was a couple laughs and a couple dancing. She wrote a number on the napkin, said, "Come in town," and started to leave. And I remember thinking, there goes my everything. It all started with a whiskey. Started with a whiskey. Never know every shot I need, so took a shot, I took a swing. Bought a drink for a pretty little blonde at the end of the bar. That was called Started with a Whiskey. Oh yeah. So, did anybody catch the Houston Thanksgiving Day Parade? That was cool. I'm not gonna lie, that was, tell you what it was cold the night before. So we did 2 pre-recorded sessions with KHOU leading up to this event. The first one we did at Lucky Run Studios in Houston with Mr. Michael McCulka. Basically did an interview, and what ended up being like a 15 to 20 minute plug that they did about us on the project and what was going on and currently and how I got started and all this craziness and all that. Then the following Thursday we recorded with the Great Day Houston segment, and then the night before we had to we stayed at the Hyatt Regency, the mayor's office or whatever put us up there, and we did a rehearsal, not on the float because it was like kind of damp. It wasn't really raining, but it was a little bit like wet and kind of drizzling a little bit here or there. Mostly though, it was freezing cold. That's what it was. And so they picked us up in a golf cart, rode us down there, essentially just a sound check, right? Ran through the track 2 or 3 times with our microphones to make sure we got all that signal right, because they were going to be broadcasting that live on national TV the next morning. Did that whole rehearsal part, and then went back to the hotel, had some dinner and stuff, hung out. My bass player, Mr. Bobby Tapia, and his girl Rachel came and hung out, and we got them a room and all that as well. And then they got VIP tickets to go sit in the VIP section, right in front of the 50-yard line, which I learned is the halfway point of a parade route. Not anything to do with the football field. That was something I learned on the fly there. But what was really cool was that because we were playing on the Houston Livestock Show and Radio Float, Joel Cowley, the CEO of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, and Pamela and I all went down. We got picked up at 4:45 in the morning. That's always fun, right? Do rehearsal the night before, and then be up at 4 in the morning to get ready. And got picked up by a golf cart at 4:45 in the morning. They rode us down to the 50-yard line of the parade route, where we met up with let's see, Channel 11 was first. At 5:15, we had a live interview, or I did with Channel 11, just kind of talking. And then they threw me a curveball, which they like to do. In the middle of the deal, or right before it started, she goes, "Hey, would you mind giving us a little preview of what's going to be going down later?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, I'm going to be singing God Bless Texas to kick off the parade, or kick off the little live TV section or whatever of the parade on the radio float." And she goes, "Okay, cool." So she gets to that part, and she's asking me some questions, talking whatever she's saying during the interview. And this is all live. And there's what I couldn't see or hear, obviously, was the news team that was back at the studio. And she's talking to her on her little earpiece and stuff, and she got her mic, and so she's like, "Okay, so can you give us a little preview of what's gonna be going on?" And I was like, "Yeah, we're gonna sing God Bless Texas at the 50-yard line." It's like, "Yeah, but can you give us a little preview?" I'm like, "You're gonna be singing it like now?" Like, I wasn't expecting that at 5 in the morning, and it was freezing cold then too. But that was interesting, and then. Joel Cowley did his interview with Channel 2, I can't remember which one. And then he and I both went back to the Houston Livestock Show and Radio Float. They actually had 2 floats. I like the animal float, and then they had, which I was not on with the goats. And then had another one that we were on, that he and several other like vice presidents of the radio were on. And Howdy, the mascot, we got to meet Howdy. And we both kind of did an interview. They asked him a couple questions, and then they switched over to me. And then, so anyways, basically the cool part was then we walked back to the hotel, and basically he and Pamela and I, from 4:45 when they picked us up at the hotel until like 7:30 in the morning when we went back to the hotel, and there was a restaurant and we had breakfast. We basically got one-on-one time with Joel Cowley from the CEO of the Houston Radio, which was super cool. So we got to hear, he was telling us all about all these like just kind of behind the scenes stuff about the plans for the radio going forward, and what they're doing to change up the program and all that kind of stuff. And that was I love hearing that kind of stuff. It was awesome. So got to know him very well. In fact, I told him that Pamela was a huge Keith Urban fan, and he gave us his card and email address and cell phone number. I was like, "Well, when Keith Urban plays at the radio, just send me a text or email or whatever, and I'll get you meet and greet passes." And he wants to have us be a part of the live music program that's going to be going on. I don't know, it won't happen this year, but the following year they're doing they're making some changes to what, I'm not going to give it away, but anyways, so it was a great experience being able to hang out with him. And then of course when we got on the float, we got to meet the other guys, and they were like, "Hey, one of them, my friend Cody?" I'm like, "Yeah, we opened for," talking about Cody Johnson, we opened for him at NRG Stadium, and we started talking about some other kind of like fundraiser type things that they're involved in, and that incorporate Texas artists and regional music and all that kind of stuff. So it was a very awesome experience. And then I don't know how else to explain the feeling that it was. I mean, it was kind of a daze for me. It was, you had a big bleacher full of people in front of me, a bleacher full of people behind me, knowing I'm on national TV, and we've got this on the 50-yard line on the Houston Livestock Show and Radio Float, and I've just made friends with all these guys, and now I got to kind of convince them why I'm there. So we had cordless mics, and we were running around on the float and stuff. It was awesome. That was it was almost kind of like a daze. I'm really glad they some of my friends and family DVR'd it and all that kind of stuff. So there was we were able to go back and watch it. But yeah, so apparently they had us 5:15 or so in the morning. We had an interview with Channel 11. 6:12 interview with Channel 2. At like 7:45, they aired the segment that I had done 2 weeks ago at Lucky Run, where there's just kind of an interview and had some of my songs playing in the background. And they kind of asked me, and they did a real big plug about the Houston radio, which was really cool, because in the interview I was just telling them we were just talking, and I was like, well, man, as any artist in this area would say, that's at the top of our bucket list is to play that stage at the Houston Rodeo, and they did a whole segment on it, which is really cool. And then, of course, Parade to Houston had aired that previous Tuesday, I think it was, the 20th. And then we played the entire parade route doing, we did I Don't Know Why, That Kiss, and God Bless Texas. We got to play that for all of the people hanging out, and it was just, it was an awesome day. And aside from the fact of being awake at 4 in the morning to get ready for it, it was an exhausting day, but it was a blast. I literally, we went to have Thanksgiving with my family after that, and ate almost as soon as we got there because it was almost 2 o'clock, I guess. We were starving, so we had our family Thanksgiving dinner and all that. Watched enough football until the Dallas Cowboys were about to start, and then I went to sleep because I didn't care about that. Although they did win, that's fine. Miss Holly Harris Grant just tuned in, and I know she was there. Holly was holding down the fort in the VIP section along with a couple of her friends and family, and Mr. Bobby and Rachel and everybody. It was a very, very awesome experience. So, this was one of the songs that we submitted to the city and was chosen to play, that was approved to be played on the parade route. So this is one of them. This was a song that was added to the Texas Country Music Association's top 12 picks for 2017. Top 30 hit for us on the Texas Country charts. And track number 3 on the first EP with you. This one's called That Kiss. Inside of me, if I remember who shot So we played the Texans home game last night against the Tennessee Titans, and I'll tell you, when we play those, we do a 90-minute set right before the game starts. So as soon as they open the gates, people start walking in, we kick it off. And we did full band, we were in the gridiron stage last night, and then we play until right before the game starts, and then we come back at halftime and we play. And it's usually about 3 songs you get in on halftime. It's only about 13 minutes. And, it's people come in, and everybody's in a good mood, ready to go see the game and that kind of thing. And they're kind of pretty much just kind of chilling, starting to get their drink on and all that kind of stuff beforehand. And then when halftime rolls around, it's a completely different show. Either direction. If we're losing, everybody's just kind of standing around and kind of bummed. If we're winning, the energy level is absolutely through the roof. And when the game kicked off, Tennessee got a 10-0 like right off the bat, and we were just struggling a little bit at the beginning of the game. And so we were all kind of like, man, I don't know how this halftime show is going to go because, it's a Monday night. Everybody's kind of worn out from the weekend and the holidays, and then they got work tomorrow and they work today and just getting back. And so, and now that we're losing, I don't know how everybody's spirits are going to be, right? About the time we said that, here came the Texans. touchdown. Sorry, killing it. So it was awesome. We had a whole bunch of our friends and family and friends, I guess, fans, whatever. But anybody, the gridiron's on level 5, so that's typically we play on the field level, but in the cantina. But the cantina is under construction right now, or this season. So while they typically have us play the first preseason game and the first regular season game, and then they'll throw in 1 or 2 regular season games after that, depending on what else comes available. And then it's definitely if somebody ends up canceling or something happens, like they almost always give us first swing at it or whatever. And but this year they shut down the cantina, so we went to the gridiron stage up on level 5, and it was pretty awesome that we had probably one of the biggest crowds we've had of our friends and family and following and fans and all that make the trek up from wherever they were at, and the majority of them were field level, some of them were club level, whatever. But to come all the way up there for the halftime, catch the 3-song halftime show was super awesome. I think Bobby's girlfriend Rachel got a video of it. It's on her Facebook. I don't know. I might have to share it later, but it turned out really, really good. The energy level was through the roof, so in turn, our energy level was through the roof, and while we only did 3 songs, man, we gave it 150% of what we had to give, and it turned out awesome. And then of course the Texans won, so that was kind of the icing on the cake. And last night was an awesome night. This weekend, however, I am taking the weekend off to go hunting. I grew up out in Sealy where I did. That's what I did every day was go hunt or shoot something or whatever. We literally lived off the land, and the majority of that was harvesting venison off of our land. But this one is there's a very, very nice trophy big game ranch, a little bit about an hour and a half south, kind of west a little bit of San Antonio. By Midwest Electric, they have it, and I remember hearing about this ranch when I first got into the construction industry, and how it was always like the VPs and stuff that got to go. It was never the assistant PMs or the PMs or anything like that. It was always the big wigs that got to go, and so it was pretty awesome. I just I won my first job a few months ago with PM Realty Group. They're a big developer up in the Woodlands. James Womack owns 300 acres or something like that, and has built. They've already got 5 high rises on there, and they got plans for 2 or 3 more. So I won that, and then Midwest ended up getting the electrical contract, and so they invited me and the developer to go. And so that's I had to take the weekend off to do that. I've heard that this is a pretty, I don't know, I would say once in a lifetime opportunity, but it's a pretty awesome opportunity. So I know plenty of guys that have been in the industry a lot longer than I have that have not had this opportunity, that are very, very jealous of me right now. So that's what I'm doing this weekend. But we did play the Texans game last night. We got tune in Tuesday tonight, and that's going to be it until the following weekend. So just every now and then you got to take a weekend off. And I grew up doing that, going hunting on stuff all the time. But since I've gotten out of college and been in the working world, and basically juggling 2 careers. It's been tough to get away. So I'm totally looking forward to it, and I'm totally hoping to come back with a couple coolers full of large game meats. Do one more song. This was one of the songs I got to do on the Great Day Houston show with Miss Deborah Duncan, who I haven't seen in many years since I was on her show back in 2000, so 18 years ago. I don't think she remembered me. I don't know that I look the same as I did 18 years ago, but I want to say that she almost kind of did. We made a post about that. Like, I seriously think she doesn't age, and she's a wild child. She is a hoot. So whatever you see on Great Day Houston, I don't watch that show a whole lot, but I can tell you that she is all that and more, because she was a blast to hang out with in the studio for the recording, and I actually ran into her in the hotel lobby when we were leaving to go to the parade around 7:45 or 8 or so in the morning on Thursday morning. And I ran into her, and she's nuts. She's a lot of fun. She's really cool. This is one of them that I play that she actually really likes as well. This is going to be this is a title track off the album that's coming out. Like I said, we're going to come out with the cover song that we're doing as a tribute to an artist. We come out with that right after the holiday season. The following release is going to be this one. A song called Good Bad Idea. Two shots of rum, broke heart to numb. Got the both of us talking. I don't see no sign to stop him. He sounds like a jerk, he sounds like a fool. You seem like a cool chick. I'm probably laying this song way too thick. I got a good bad idea. Let's get out of here. I can't even go to south, but if it goes good, problem solved. I got a good bad idea right now, right here. Where we go on a little pretty long, and like I say, it's the first year. I got a good bad idea. Last thing I thought I'd go for a walk and find a bar where you win. Was only dropping in for a minute 3 hours ago. And I bought a drink, you bought a drink, and the bartender bought slow to drink. I started thinking, you started to think, oh, rebound days going down the sink. I got a good bad idea. Let's get out of here. I can't end up nowhere south, but if it goes good, problem solved. I got a good bad idea right now, right here. What could go wrong? Little bird, long as I can say you kissed the first kiss. I got a good bad idea. It's getting late, all out of songs. The tab's been paid. Who's taking me home? I got a good bad idea. Let's get out of here. I can't end up nowhere south, but if it goes good, problem solved. I got a good bad idea right now, right here. What could go wrong? Little bit as long as I can stay. You kiss the first year. I got a good bad idea. Got a good bad idea. Time to check out the new album coming out right after the first of the year. Thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry I'm gonna miss everybody this weekend, but I promise I'm gonna come back with a whole bunch of deer meat. That's what I'm promising. How about that? I better, at least. And I've already been told that I have to bring my guitar. I'm like, can I ever have a weekend off? Absolutely not. No sir, no sir. But that's okay. We're gonna have fun anyways. I'll see you guys next week, and thank you for tuning in. Y'all have a good week.